You had no Partey. You had Mikel Moreno playing as the 8, not able to do have the same impact as when he was forward a couple of weeks ago. Leandro Trossard, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's times where I look at him and I say to him, he's a try hard. He doesn't really do much sometimes in these games. You got Odegaard can't get onto the ball because there's nobody to get him the ball, and it really messed up 3 positions. And I seen Lee Judge's post where he's saying we should have just played Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. Well, it's not that simple, unfortunately, to just say, you know what, do something we've never done before as a solution.
Why not play Zinchenko there then?
I don't think he was going to do that in this kind of game.
Why? He plays there. He plays there for his country.
I don't think he rates Zinchenko. I don't think he rates Zinchenko on the same level as he rates, what do you call it, some of these other players.
Marino. So you think he don't rate Zinchenko as highly as Marino? That's crazy. Yeah, well, that tells me all I need to. If you think that's what he thinks, and he does actually think that, let's say he thinks that, yeah, all more reason to bin him then. Yeah, because if you think Zinchenko is not technically light years clear of Mikel Marino, that is wild.
That's wild.
So would you have played Zinchenko in 6? Is that what you're saying?
No, I would have played Rice there, and I would have put Zinchenko in the 8. Yeah. And I would have played Ethan in the 10 and binned the captain off.
Regardless, the issue for Arsenal was...
And then I would have played Skelly. You could have played Skelly left back still. And he could invert in, which push Odegaard, Zinchenko further forward. Because he's got Rice there to help protect with Skelly.
The issue I think we had was Miles Lewis-Skelly was the only person who was making line-breaking passes from the midfield. Moreno was not doing so. Declan Rice was not doing so. And then it caused us problems overall from when it comes to our creativity. If you guys want to blame Arteta, he deserves criticism. If you want to blame the players, they all deserve criticism. I don't think anyone comes out of that game, especially the performance we had in the first 20 minutes and comes out of that game.
Yeah, 20 minutes is only 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it's like, listen, it's a 90-minute game plus stoppage time, right? Well, it's actually half time in the game.
In the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did, but we still had another 70 minutes plus stoppage time to go and nick a goal and go and get anher goal. Yeah,
and you know something? Those players were ineffective in the final third.
Yeah, and where was our leader on the pitch? Where was the person? Yeah, I'm assuming you just watched that game tonight. Yeah. As soon as they went 2-0 down after 20 minutes, yeah, who was the one that went, give me the fucking ball, I'm dragging us through this? Do you know who it was? Youngest player on the pitch, mate. Yeah, where's our player? Where's our player? No, I'm not saying Saka. I never mentioned Saka. I'm saying, where is our player that's going to go, give me the ball? Yeah, we are not losing this game today, mate. And they were 2-0 down, and the 17-year-old boy went, give me the ball, mate. I'm winning. I'm going to do this. Yeah, fair enough, they didn't win, but he was the best player on the pitch. Dumfries got man of the match, which is cool. His goal was mad. Both goals mad. But the boy said, give me the ball. Where's our player that says, give me the ball?
Our Sanchez.
Not only that, though, Lee. Where's the manager to change it? Okay. I understand what Egal says. You know, he don't trust Zinchenko, or he don't want to start with Zinchenko here and Skelly there. Okay, cool. But when the game is panning out and you're watching it as a coach and a manager and the game's panning out and things are not happening, then you can change. Then you can think, oh, hang on a minute, I'm bringing Zinchenko on here. I'm going to put him in the 8. I'm going to take Odegaard off. I'm going to put Wanyeri on in the 10. Change it up. Do something different. Make it happen. You know, this is what I'm saying. The players need a leader where they can try something different. He never done that. So I can understand on one hand on saying, okay, this is how we're going to start the game, and he starts the game. 20 minutes in, you're thinking, okay, hang on, we're 1-0 down. Then you get to half time and it's only 1-0. But in that dressing room, you're thinking as a coach, no, it's still not happening here. I'm still not comfortable with this. I'm going to make changes. And he doesn't do it.
He said in his press conference after the game that he changed something tactically. He said after 20-25 minutes, he noticed something was wrong. And we tweaked something, which I do understand. I do think after 25 minutes...
Does anyone know what we tweaked?
What did he tweak? I can't...
I know what he tweaked. I'll tell you exactly what he tweaked. I'll tell you what he tweaked. He said, just kick it from the goalkeeper long, because that goalkeeper never kicks long, mate. He kept kicking long to Saka.
What did he do then? What did he do? I was in the stand, I saw him tweaking.
He told Declan Rice, sit in deeper and don't dribble too far from.
Well, if Rice was sat in deeper, then Dembele don't score in the first place.
But Rice was the only one.
Rice was next to
when the clock was running down and we still needed a goal, Rice was the only one, to be fair of him, that was getting the ball and trying to drive and trying to make things happen. No one else was doing that. So if he was told to sit deeper, I'm glad he started to ignore them, the coach, again.
He was the only one who drove through midfield.
Yeah.
And he set up that chance for, was it Martinelli or Trossard?
But this is what I can't understand. Listen, you can blame players, you can blame signings, and it's true what Kenny Ken says. You can do all of that. But when you cross that white line, it's the buck stops at the manager. The manager picks the team. The manager sets up the tactics. The manager gives the instructions. The manager plays the system. And it's down to the manager to change it. He must look to see what's going. I've played football, guys, honestly. When things are not going right, I've been hooked off. And and everyone... This is what I'm trying to say. You change. Your in-game management, you have to change it up. And this guy repeatedly does not do that.
DJ, next week, right, we're going to have Thomas Partey back, yeah? And everyone's getting gassed. Oh, yeah, we'll have Partey back next week. Different game.
We had Partey last season, Lee.
No,
he was
DJ, do you generally think that Luis Enrique ain't going to go, cool, well, it's going to be harder to pass through midfield now. So what we do is we go down the wing instead.
I'm going to give you my honest opinion.
Do you think he ain't going to do that? This guy's actually won 5 trophies in 1 year, including this.
I'll be happy to come on after and eat my words, and I'll be gassed up and I'll be over the moon. But I'm going to, if someone was to say to me now, what do you think is going to happen in the second leg? We're out. We're done. I'm sorry.
I agree. We have to win at home, mate. We have to win at home.
There is a way around it.
And it's true what Christian said. I watched this team batter Liverpool. Absolutely batter Liverpool. They're 1-0 up now. And when Arsenal are coming to town. Come on, make it make sense. What are they going to do to us?
Well, there is a way around it. There is a way around it. First and foremost, PSG, if they want to get through to Munich, they've got to play the same way they played yesterday. Because they don't, then they're absolute morons. They're going to invite us in. The biggest problem we got a decision has to be made, and the best managers make decisions that will hurt someone, but for the good of the team.
Yeah,
you Thomas Partey back. You have to look at Odegaard and say, "Look, I don't know if I can trust you in that game, because this is a game where I expect you to turn up." Do you get Zinchenko and say, "You know what, mate? Get Odegaard to come on to setting off and play him in the Odegaard position," because we got to have that conversation. We can't play.
I'd rather give Nwaneri the chance than give Zinchenko.
All right, look, hang on. Let's have this conversation. You're talking about getting a youngster who doesn't trust off the ball. All right, but we're trying to win the game. All right, you've got a game where your captain hasn't turned up. We carried in the extra. We got away with it. In the games against the league, which are preparations for Europe, he hasn't turned up. In a game that you needed him to turn up,
Ken. He should have taken him out a long time ago. It's too late to do it now. I agree with you. He should have done it 3 weeks ago.
All right. I hear you saying that.
You've got to set the example.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you have to set the example 100%.
Yeah, let me finish. I hear what you're saying, but this is our last chance of silverware. We haven't won. All you guys have told me individually that the biggest thing for you guys is that you've seen us win the league, right? You want the ears. I'm offering you the cup with the big ears. But this manager has to make a sacrifice in his captain. I'm offering you a way out. This is you ain't going to get this chance again. Because I tell you, Real Madrid are going to be strong next season. Other teams,
Man City will be better
enough in your plan, which is why I'm hesitant.
All right, I hear what you're saying. Do you play your captain, knowing full well that you can't have? This is our only chance of silverware. Do you start him? I'm asking a question.
Based on his previous, mate, no chance.
Kenny, honestly, you might as well start with 10 men if you're going to start with him. Seriously.
Well, we've been doing that, DJB, every single game pretty much.
That's why we don't win it. That's why we ain't won nothing.
Then he needs to be dropped. Because if you disrespect Zinchenko all you like, but at the end of the day, that geezer turns up for Ukraine when he plays in midfield. He's their best player. Yeah. Or one of their best players. Right? He's also done it for Man City as well in big occasions, right? He's been there, right? This is a big, big, big game.
And he's got better short game passing than
And
our captain.
I'll tell you what it will do. When you see your captain dropped in a second leg of a semi-final, the rest of the team suddenly go, whoa, hang on a minute. We better, fucking hell, we better pull our socks up here. He's just dropped the captain. The captain's been benched.
He won't do it, DJ. The reason he won't drop his captain, and he won't do it. He might do it if he's got a little niggle.
He's limited
but the reason, it's not limited options. We've got options. Ethan can play there. Saka can play there. Zinchenko can play there. No, but listen, so not limited options then, are we? Because I've just named 3 players that can play there.
But Lee, you just said
we could play Trossard there, so there's 4 players that can play there.
He's not going to play them there.
He's not going to.
Can I speak?
Yes.
The reason he will not, I'm not saying, you just said limited options, which is why I gave you 4 options that can play there. I'm not saying he will play them there. The reason he will not drop that captain in that second leg, is because that's his fucking captain. And that's now proving to the world he's fucked up. And he won't do it. He refuses to do it. That's why he played Ben White for 3 months when he needed surgery. That's why he's played other players when they need surgery. That's why he constantly flogs Saka to death, because that means, if I drop Saka and then Ethan comes into the team, and he does well, now we've got a conundrum, but I can't drop Saka, so I have to put Saka. Now, Odegaard, but now I've got to put him in. He has his favourites, bruv, the same as every manager, which is cool. However, if you have your favourites, mate, they better fucking deliver. And he ain't delivered, since he's been here. There's a reason he got binned at Madrid to Herenveen. There's a reason he got binned to Sociedad. Only place he's won a trophy. 12 full years as a professional at the highest level.
Sociedad. He was on loan.
I just said he got binned to Sociedad. I said binned to Sociedad. Listen to what I'm saying. He got sent out on loan everywhere. Herenveen in Holland, Sociedad. 12 full seasons as a professional at the highest level, and he has won 1 trophy. For his country, hold on, last thing I'm going to say. For his country, that guy has scored a whopping, I think, 3 goals in 63 games. Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey had fucking wows on their back, mate. Got them to a semi-final. So where's their captain? Where's their captain? Because he's got 3 goals. He's playing Kosovo, Kazakhstan, Gibraltar, Moldova, Liechtenstein. For a week with the 6 of us here, pick 5 out the chat. We're going batter off all of them. Like, let's just be real with it. Where is he? This guy is a failed wonder kid, and the quicker people realise it, the better. However, he is now our captain because our manager's made him captain. So now, get rid of them fucking both then. If he don't win that Champions League, get rid of both of them.
And the only reason why we've got limited options is because the club hasn't done the right thing in the site with the money they've had to spend. That's why we've got.
White says Odegaard is only good on Football Manager, not in real life.
Odegaard's having a poor season. I get it. I get his limitations.
So why aren't you calling him out like you do Phil Foden then?
Bro, I do call him out. I always see your post about Phil Foden. I've said Odegaard's our Phil Foden.
God, no, I'd have Foden over Odegaard.
I've said Odegaard's our Phil
Foden.
Even
the shit version of Foden's better, isn't it?
When things are going well, he looks like an amazing player. When things are going bad, you can't depend on him.
So he's Mesut Ozil from Wish, is what you're saying.
You can't depend on him to be the main guy. The defensive work rate was not there. I've criticized him plenty. Now you guys have said enough.
So would you sell him? Let me ask you this then. Would you sell him in the summer?
It depends if we bring in enough quality to cover.
No. Forget that. Forget who we bring in. Would you sell him in the summer?
I would not sell Martin Odegaard. No.
Well, there you go. So everything you've just said is irrelevant and waffle then.
No. But 1 second, you could still criticize a player without wanting them sold.
Bro, he's not good enough to get us over the line. He's proven it since he's been here.
I don't think Martin Odegaard is a bad player. Maybe he's a system player. Maybe he's not perfect at certain times in these big games. He doesn't have the same type of leadership as you guys would want in your leader. He's more of a guy who on the pitch will yell and scream a little bit, but doesn't. That's
not even about that, Egal. It's about actually leading by example, man.
Statistically, he's had a poor season when it comes to his technique, when it comes to his passing range, when it comes to his control of the game, when it comes to his vision. He still has those. It's just he's not been up to the races this season. And I won't lie to you guys and be like, oh, he's been amazing. No, he hasn't. We know that. But Martin Odegaard is still good enough for this team. Let's not act like he's a.
If you want to finish second place,
like all of a sudden he's the reason why we're winning and losing, guys. in that game, it's not even excuses. Our bench was a lot weaker than it would normally be.
Nobody cares. Barcelona didn't have their. Egal, stop this. Barcelona ain't got their first choice striker, their first choice goalkeeper, their first two choice DMs, their first choice left back, and they still put in free tonight.
Barcelona. We're playing PSG with a
I'm saying we're not using excuses, bro. They're top of the league and they've lost all these players all season.
I'm not giving you excuses. I'm telling you for a fact some of the reasons why Mikel Arteta did what he did in that game versus PSG and wrote it out with players who were not necessarily playing their best is because he was limited with his options.
Fortini was on the bench. Zinchenko's on the bench. His signing. Yeah.
Bro,
his signing. Ethan's on the bench. Ethan's on the Zinchenko's an attacking option. Yeah, Tini's an attacking option because we've seen him play left wing this season.
Stop it, bro. You're not bringing on Kieran Tierney to replace Martinelli in a semi-final to try to get you a goal.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's playing play him at left back and move maybe Lewis Skelly and midfield.
It's cool. It's cool. Don't worry. If we don't win it, he needs to go, mate.
I don't think you're gonna make that many. I don't think you're gonna make that many experiments and bold calls go in a semi-final. I understand a little bit why.
Yeah, but this is why he's not going to be an elite manager, bro. He's going to be a nearly man. Yeah, because he don't make the decisions that you go, wow, he fucking pulled that out of the bag today.
Lee, you shaved your beard. You look 10 years younger, man. Let's get on to.
Bro, that would mean I've only got 11 years without a title then instead of 21.
Let's get on to this though. The reality situation is the game was won and lost in small margins. It wasn't a situation where. It wasn't a situation where.
It sounds like the manager, DJ. Small margins, guys.
It wasn't a situation.
They all sound like the manager.
It wasn't a situation where we got battered 2 or 3-0.
No, the scoreline. Come on, man. Let me finish, guys.
Let me finish. The scoreline could have been. I get it. The scoreline could have been worse. It also could have been better. We could have scammed ourselves with Martinelli and Trossard. I'm not sitting here and saying it's the end of the world because now 1-0 going to Paris with Thomas Partey back in the 6. You're gonna have Declan Rice in the left 8. You're gonna have Mikel Merino up top. What's gonna change in the second leg is we're gonna have a lot more of a balanced team. That first 20 minutes we were not balanced. We did not have an understanding. And you can put it on the manager. You can put it on the change. You can say whatever you want if it's excuses or not. But I don't look at the options that we had on our bench and say to myself, there's a glaring mistake that Arteta made to start the game. Yeah, also, when you say Bukayo Saka, in my opinion, was not poor. Bukayo Saka, literally, they were doubling up on him. They were making sure they were sending as many bodies as possible to Bukayo Saka. And I think first half, going into halftime, he was still one of our most important players. The people who messed us up in that game, of course, we can talk about Martin Odegaard. It's really the poor finishing from the rest of the attack. And this is where we go back to the summer signings, the January signings, and the poor attacking options that we have to our disposal. It's safe to say Arsenal have the worst attack out of the 3 other teams remaining in the Champions League this season.